I'm just exhausted, man. 1 minute DDG exposing her, and next minute she come back and expose him. Man, this shit too much. I can't keep up with all this shit. I'm getting a headache. But we about to get to the video. Make sure y'all smash that like button for your boy. And I'm about to... let's get to the video, man. They got my head spinning and shit, man. I can't do this
went
shit.
through all these documents. Y'all ain't getting the voice for the people right now. Y'all getting Kim from New York, okay? Did she put the air tag in the vitamin bottle in the car? Halle, child, I was reading it like, oh my God. Child was popping up at the movie theater using the air tag. Okay, let's go through the beginning. So Halle originally filed for full custody and a restraining order and child support. And she also asked the judge, can she take her son to Italy because she has to go to work for 2 months.
Italy?
She's supposed to leave June 7th. And DDG today filed for a restraining order in full custody. And he's also asking the judge not to allow her to go to Italy because he's saying that she self-harmed herself and that she has repeatedly done this throughout their relationship. Basically,
no, that is crazy. But what I will say is, like, I think it kind of is like unfair, and this happens a lot. I feel like the mom of the kid can always go wherever she want to go at and take the child wherever they want to go at, but the dad always gotta ask for permission and, you know what I'm saying, run it through the mom. But if the mom want to take the child somewhere, she ain't gotta ask the dad shit. She can just go wherever she want to go. I do feel like that is unfair, but let's continue. It happens all the time, man. Shit crazy.
That she self-harmed herself and that she has repeatedly done this throughout their relationship. Basically saying that the child is not protected in her custody. So she might not even go to Italy come June 7th. But when I tell you I read all these pages and my mouth was on the floor. And I mean, he had text message after text message. Child, what the hell? Okay, so this started from March 2022. This is before the pregnancy. This is their first incident where she didn't trust him. She basically was accusing him of cheating, and they got into this big argument, and he left, and she said that she was going to off herself. So she was basically using this tactic to try to get him to come back and, you know, make him feel guilty for leaving in the first place. So she has been doing this throughout their relationship. Then DDG also mentioned when he DM'd Ruby Rose, and Halle was very upset. They got into this big, huge argument behind it. She ended up texting, well, he didn't put who the person was, but Baby Rich already hinted at it already. She ended up texting Brent Fires that night to go to a Grammys party just to get back at DDG. Now,
Nah, that's some slimy behavior right there. Now, I ain't gonna lie to all the Halle fans out there. I know y'all think she innocent. You know, she the Little Mermaid, so she just got this perfect image. But man, she from what I'm reading, man, I don't even want to see. I'm about to jump on me in the comment section. I'm trying to choose my words wisely, man. Hold on. She seemed a little crazy is the word. That's what I'm trying to look for. Now I don't know. This is the image that is given, but the information is right in front of me. I can only go off the information that I'm looking at right now. Threatening to off herself, and she trying to get back at DDG, trying to make him basically feel guilty. And trying to make him come back, even though he clearly didn't want her as no more. This is insane work right here. Now if he did cheat during her pregnancy, that is wild behavior. But we gotta see what's going on, man. This shit is crazy. This is fucking insane work right here.
Fires that night to go to a Grammys party just to get back at DDG. Now, DDG was done with the relationship at that point, but she was trying to get, even though she did that, she was trying to get back with him, and she yet again was using the self-harming tactic that she does. But now let's talk about the actual pregnancy. Crazy. One night, Halle called DDG and said that she was bleeding and having cramps. So he called the GYN, and this was early on in her pregnancy. He called the GYN and found out that she took an abortion pill, and that's why she was bleeding and cramping, because she was trying to get rid of the baby because she was upset. And according to DDG, she was using the pregnancy to try to manipulate him. You know, when he didn't do what she wanted him to do, she would threaten him and say that she's gonna get rid of the baby. And they already had a conversation about co-parenting if things didn't work out. I guess Halle didn't want to do that, so she had the pill without notifying him, and then he found out about it, and then, you know, they got into this argument, and then he didn't want to talk to her no more. But then she felt some type type of way about the situation and she wanted to really be with him. And now she's trying to go to the medical appointments so she could keep her baby and make sure that the baby wasn't harmed, which she kept reassuring DDG that the baby was okay. The pill didn't do anything because she didn't take the second pill. But at this point, he was upset because if we already had a discussion and you got upset, and based off of you getting upset for that very moment and you ready to make a big change or make this drastic decision without me, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a lot. So fast forward, they ended up getting back together.
This is too much information for my brain, man. I'm trying to take all of it in at one time, man. Give me a break. This is some crazy shit right here. Hold on, let me break it down. Let's break this shit down in my J Main voice. She tried to take an abortion pill because she was mad at him that he wanted to co-parent and he didn't want to be with her no more. Nah, man. This is crazy. I don't know what to believe. I ain't never been more confused about a video in my life. I don't know what to say right now. I'm speechless. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to think. God damn. I want to cry for everybody involved. This is some sick shit right here. I don't know. I'm gonna play the video. I ain't got nothing to say.
Toxic shit was going on. They ended up getting into an argument again. They ended up breaking up. At this point, Halle is well off into her pregnancy, and they're now broken up again. And DDG, who now has more time on his hands, is going to the studio. He's hanging out with his friends, and there was an incident where he went to a movie theater. Halle popped up at the movie theater because he was there with a girl, but he said in the statement that this was just a friend. But Halle is like 6+ months at this point, so she's very upset because they're not together, and then you're out and about with somebody else. But he not knowing how she even knew that they were at this movie. Come to find out, she was putting air tags in all his cars. You didn't know why he was getting notification that an air tag was tracking him when he didn't have an air tag. It was her air tag. She put it in the car inside of a vitamin bottle, knowing he wasn't gonna look at no vitamins.
Inside of this bitch. Oh, she crazy. Oh my God. She had did this before, man. She moving like a vet. She know exactly what to do. She know where to put it at. She know where you ain't gonna look. Man, she done this before. You can't make me believe otherwise. Man, this is crazy. No, this crazy work, right? This is insane,
and she put it inside of the car, and the air tag was tracking where he went. When Halle arrived at the movie theater, sis was turning up. Okay, sis was screaming before she even got in. She opened the door and didn't even know where he was at. She said, "Motherfucker, motherfucker, bitch." Sis was going off using every profanity word she could think of inside that movie theater. It was so bad that DDG and the girl had to get up and leave, where she ended up following behind them and was still cursing them out, calling them all type of names, trying to fight the girl, put hands on the girl. The girl had to kind of move it. You know, she ain't trying to fight Halle because at this point, Halle is good and pregnant at this point. She got a whole belly. I don't even understand how we didn't even capture this footage. Okay, where was the people at in the movie theaters? Child, you know, something like that. People ready, they don't even know who you are. They ready to throw their camera up. The little bird.
Where's Chloe at? What? Chloe, where you go get your sister, my nigga? What the hell? She's 6 months pregnant and about to crash out. See, this is where you need your family. Chloe, what? Chloe was probably, I don't think they live together. Nah, they don't live together. They sisters, but they don't live together. Chloe probably didn't even know about this. This is insane. My head is hurting, man. I ain't know this video was gonna be this crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
She ain't care about who the hell she was at that moment. Y'all was about to feel this wrath. Now let's fast forward a little bit, because after she gave birth to Halo, before she even gave birth to Halo, at this point DDG felt like he had to be with her in order for her not to do something to harm their child or herself. And she knew this, and she was trying to use this as a manipulation tactic to try to keep him, basically. What? Because at that point he was done with her. You screaming at me, you're beating on me, you pulling out knives, you're trying to cut me up. Child, DDG at some point was done, but he couldn't be completely done because now you done welcomed a baby in this situation. They had the baby, right? And everything was going well. They were still trying to make things work.
Now for all the Halle fans, the Halle fans, y'all left DDG no choice. Halle tried to ruin his image. So he had to fight fire with fire. I'm sorry. I probably would have did the same thing too. I ain't gonna lie. You trying to ruin my image, try to say I did all this stuff. It's only right we tell both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be no half story and none of that. No, we gonna tell the whole thing. You wanna put it out there? Let's do it. We gotta fight fire with this situation because you ain't about to just ruin my image and that's just about to be it. I gotta tell the whole story, man. I'm sorry.
And then another incident happened where they got into another argument, and now firearms were pulled out because DDG has a firearm and Halle knows that, and she stays in the house. Allegedly, she pulled out the firearm because he already left the house, and she left the house with the firearm looking for him and wondering where he was at. And according to him, he said that she was insecure. She always thought he was cheating on her. She always thought that he was doing something other than what he was saying. So sis was just... it was just a lot. She's driving in the car after an argument with Halo in the back. She's crying, yelling at him on the phone. At this point, DDG is scared for his son's life and her life because she's mad and yelling and driving fast, you know, and he's on the phone. He can't do nothing about it. And then another incident kept happening, and then it just keep reoccurring at this point. It's coming too close together. Before, it was like, you know, we had some gaps in between. We have little arguments, blowouts and stuff like that, and it had some time. And now it's reoccurring too fast. Okay, she's hitting him and slapping him in front of the family. She's calling him all type of names. The son is there.
Nah, in front of the family is wild.
Hitting him and slapping him in front of the family. She's calling him all type of names. The son is there. He sees this. It's just becoming too toxic. And at this point, DDG had to walk away from the situation. They broke up. They went their own separate ways. This is when she bought her house. He bought his penthouse. But Halle is saying that she is the primary parent, and she's trying to control the situation according to DDG. She doesn't allow DDG to see the child as punishment because he didn't do what she wanted him to do. And at this point, it was becoming tiresome. Y'all know he came to the internet. Now fast forward to the incident that she brought up in her statement when he went to go pick up Halo, because she said that he could stay overnight. And when he was picking up Halo and she had Halo in her arms and she wanted to put the baby in the car, he said in the midst of them having a conversation, he saw that she was getting agitated and frustrated. And
no seriousness though, like, you wanna know who I feel bad for the most out of this whole situation? Is the child, bruh. Because people don't realize like how much a child be affected by this type shit. Like the child gotta see all this, bro. When the child get older, even like he probably still has some memories on like the arguments and the like the toxic fights and shit like that. Like children probably don't forget shit like that. Real shit. So I feel bad for the child more than anything.
Really didn't want to have the conversation, and it started to escalate. They started to argue, and she refused to get out the car. She ended up locking herself in the car. Then he ended up calling his mom because he didn't know what to do in the situation. So the mom was here for everything. So I'm pretty sure we gonna have the mom testify because he called his mom for everything. Oh, let's go back because there was so much that happened. I forgot about this part. DDG, Halle Bailey, and Halo went to a Bruno Mars concert, and at the concert, I don't know what happened, but Halle ended up getting upset, and she wanted to leave the concert early. So they ended up leaving the concert early, but then they ended up getting into an argument, and it got so bad to the point that DDG had to pull over his car and start recording because she started becoming violent while he was behind the wheel, and Halo is in the car. So at this point, he's recording the whole situation with Halo in the back, and he has that as proof and evidence to show that she does do these random outbursts. Now, this is just the transcript of what was said on that video, but he has the actual video of Halle going off of him. So DDG is the respondent and she's the petitioner. He said, "You keep hitting me." She said, "You stupid B, you keep hitting me." So something happened that night where she thought that he cheated on her. I don't know if she was looking through his phone, because he said that in the statement as well, that she would randomly look at his phone. She would destroy his computer, his laptop. She had a problem with everybody that he collabed with. That's why he rarely collabed with women at the time that they were together. But I felt like they both had issues when it came to that, because he had a problem with her kissing and doing things on film, and she had a problem with him collabing with females, which I mentioned this before, which a lot of people was like, "Oh no, she don't have no problem." Yes, she does. was. Secretly, she was yelling at him. She was insecure. She didn't want him to work with other females. And this is why towards the end of their relationship, it didn't work out, because he was trying to collab and get, okay, so pretty much he's saying, you hitting me. She's hitting him. She's calling him all type of names. She's telling him he's cheating. And, you know, they're going back and forth. It got to the point where he ended up calling his mom again. And like I said, she has been in the midst of this situation yet again. The mom and George had to pop up and de-escalate the situation because they're going back and forth and it's becoming too toxic. So this was a reoccurring thing throughout their relationship that he mentioned he got evidence for, he got receipts for. Now back to the incident that happened in January when he had to go pick up Halo from Halle Bailey's house, and Halle Bailey and DDG ended up arguing because they were talking about visitation and a schedule, which I don't know, in my opinion, I just think their careers is too demanding to have a schedule. But anyway, they got into an argument. They were going back and forth. Halle locked herself in the car. DDG called his mom. The mom was trying to de-escalate the situation. It didn't work out. They ended up going back and forth. Finally, some way he got into his car. She got mad. She lunged herself to the front of the car trying to attack him. Ended up hitting her mouth on the steering wheel. He said it wasn't him that hit her mouth. She hit her own mouth when she was trying to lunge at him, and she ended up falling because she was in the middle console and she was trying to attack him, and she ended up falling on the wheel and she hit her mouth, her own mouth. He showed scratches where she scratched him during the altercation because she was trying to grab him, and he was just trying to get away from her. Now the whole ride back to his house, because she said that she stayed in the house, she was quiet. She was in the back seat. She was with their son, and they got to the house. He went inside with his son and she stayed outside and talked to his mom. She talked to the sister. He said he got this on camera, which that's more evidence. And DDG's sister Titi ended up driving her home. They have evidence to show that she was outside the house talking and she was calm. Now this is the part of the text messages that just took me out. Sister said a whole bunch of stuff in the midst of a conversation. This happened August 23rd, 2022. DDG responded to a text message. He said, phone is on airplane mode. I'm not letting you ruin my day over that BS. The trust issues are becoming overwhelming. Maybe that's for the best. I put in too much time and effort into making you happy to have to deal with this BS every other day. And in your eyes, you're never wrong. It's frustrating. I'm over it. I'm no longer entertaining this argument. I need to work on becoming more successful like Jay-Z, like you said. What? Sis was trying to get her Jay-Z, baby. Now this is another text message where Halle is talking. She said, you put your phone on airplane mode and say you're not dealing with it, but when something bad happens, don't say anything, because this was my attempt to beg you to listen to me, to just answer the phone, to just hear me, and to try to understand where I'm coming from. But you don't, and you'll regret it. You'll regret ever meeting me. Go back to those B's you're used to. So Halle actually texted him after the incident in February. This happened in January when she was saying that her tooth got chipped. She texted him and she talked about the incident. She said, well, he responded. He said, you didn't talk about Halo for almost 2 minutes. That whole conversation was about girls. I'm working. I don't know what to tell you. Halle says, every day I want to die because of the way you embarrass me online and allow other women to speak on me. I keep going because of how much I love my son. DDG responded, I have $40,000 in bills every month. I have no choice but to work. DDG responded back, send me the clip of the girl disrespecting you. I'll give you $10,000 if you can. Now this happened last year on Mother's Day when she took his weapon and he was trying to get her to come back to the house. She said that she was going home. She was going to pack her stuff, and he texted her, if you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. You have a son. Crazy. I know you took my weapon. You're going to let him go through life without a mom? I have to call the police. I can't let this happen.
When it comes to ideas for your bath project, we have options within options at Floor & Decor.
Hey D, you work here?
Whatever, kid.
Every shoe for every athlete, only at Dick's.
That's gonna do it. If y'all enjoyed that reaction video, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button for your boy because it helps me get in the algorithm. Shout out the Voice for the People Reacts, man. She made all this possible. And yeah, man, this was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, man. I hope everything work out for the best, especially for they son, man. He gotta deal with this. Like, it's sad, man. It's a sad situation. Hopefully DDG and Halle work it out somehow, some way, for the sake of their kid, man. But we about to get out of here. Make sure y'all like the video, and I'm out of here.